Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Modeling League's Dungeonbowl. We're in week number 6, and 6 teams remain in this competition. Tonight, we've got one of them. It's going to be Teen Wolf and Friends versus Maximum Von Sydow, El Numerino versus Malik, Necro versus Lizards. Let's take a look at these standings before we take a look at the two teams here this evening. In Division A, currently in first place, a Kind Sirs, Kind Peacocks. They finished the Dungeonbowl with a record of 4-1-1. That's an Imperial Nobility team, and that's 13 points. They have all but won Division A. There's one other team left standing here in Division A, and that's the second place team, the Dead Poets, coached by S. Beaver. They're not dead team. 3-1-1 is their record. If they beat the Deadly Biscuits in week 7 by at least 4 points, they'll win the division. That's a big ask. But even if they don't win the division, they're still in it so long as they win in week 7. In Division B, JD Whitey's Forest of Flames. They're a Wood Elf team. 5-0 is their record, and they have secured their spot. They will advance to the semifinals here in the Dungeonbowl. In second place, BB Nuts Harlequins, BBFC, they're an undead team. 4-0-1 is their record, and they play none other than the Forest of Flames in week 7. If the Harlequins can win their game in week 7, the Dead Poets and tonight's Maximum Von Sydow team will both be eliminated from the competition. And in Division C, that's where we are tonight. Cenozoic Park, coached by Nick Satan, currently in first place. They'll be playing tonight as well. We'll probably catch the end of their game, probably the final quarter of their game. Currently undefeated, 4-0-0 is Nick Satan's record here, a Lizard team, and they also are guaranteed to advance. They have made the cut. That's two teams that have made the cut definitively. In second place, Tizzle Pizzles, Tizork Savage Boys, and Orc team. 1-4-0 is their record. They have been eliminated, but Maximum Von Sydow is the third place team. Malik's Lizardman team, 2-0-2 is their record. They are still in it. They need to win tonight against Teen Wolf and Friends. They also have to win in week 7 against the Juxtaposed Juggernauts. They need the Dead Poets to not win, and they need the Harlequins to lose. And if that happens, Maximum Von Sydow will make the top 4. Tonight's home team is Teen Wolf and Friends. It's El Numerino's team, coming in a TV of 1,145,000 gold. Has 12 players on the roster. Corey Haim will not be starting tonight due to an injury. That is totally fine. Nobody needs him. He has 2 werewolves, 2 flesh golems, a wraith, a ghoul runner. 2 wraiths, a ghoul runner, and a whole bunch of zombies. 1 dedicated fan. Just the 2 rerolls. They're going to be up against Maximum Von Sydow tonight. They're a Lizardman team. They're coming in at a hefty 1,660,000 gold in team value. They have all 6 Saurus blockers. They have the big guy in the Crocs, and they have a bunch of skinks, one of which is a chameleon skink, 1 apothecary, all 12 cheerleaders, all 12 assistant coaches, 4 dedicated fans, and 3 rerolls. How the 2 teams going to play tonight? Well, so the Necro team, well, no, let's talk about Max Von Sydow first. So this would be the bashy team in this matchup. However, Maximum Von Sydow missing a lot of block on these Sauruses, has block on Brewmeister Smith, has block on Intimius block, and also has the guard skill on those players, which is totally fine, but these other Sauruses have no skills at all. That's going to be a tricky state to sort of manage with this team. A lot, and I mean a lot of SPP tied up in these skinks, and honestly, I'm not sure how effective that'll be tonight. Maximum Von Sydow has a lot of SPP tied up in the skinks, and of course a lot of SPP tied up in, not SPP, team value tied up in the cheerleaders, tied up in the assistant coaches. As much as I love the cheerleaders, I think if Malik wants to get serious about trying to make the cut here, I think he's got to dump the cheerleaders. I think he's got to dump the assistant coaches. But that's still a lot of TV tied up in these skinks. The skinks are really strong. He does have a Fowler and Lor Santeca. He does have some speed on these skinks as well. But because he doesn't have block on the Sauruses, and because he's giving up so much TV in these skinks, I think his fundamentals absolutely have to be on point. I think that's the only way he's going to come out on top tonight, is he's making sure his action order every single turn is correct. He's making sure those skinks are staying protected. They're only moving in when they're secure. And when he's got the ball, he's got it shored up. And when he's on defense, he's got to make sure those werewolves don't get by him. Every single movement for this team has to be on point, or else I think Maximum von Sydow's not going to come out on top tonight. And that's really because of all that TV, right? He doesn't have the block on the Sarses, whereas Teen Wolf and Friends has a number of players with block, right? Ali Sheedy has block because she's a Wraith, as does Molly Ringwraith. He has block on Michael J. Fox. He has block on Winona Ryder. He has block on Matthew Broderick. Lots of, comparatively lots of block on this Necro team. And they are getting a whopping 515,000 gold in petty cash. Unfortunately for Teen Wolf and Friends, they do not have access to Morgan Thorg, but I do think for 515, he'll pick up Ivan the Animal Death Shroud for 190k. That's a Strength 4 MA6 player with block, with Disturbing Presence, Juggernaut, Strip Ball, Tackle. He still has plenty of money left over for a Wizard. If he wants to try to get the player advantage and play the fouling game that Malik is absolutely going to play with his skink, maybe he picks up Helmet Wolf for another 140k. He can pick up 2 stars. He can pick up Helmet Wolf, the chainsaw player, that leaves him with 35k left over. If he doesn't want to go for that secret weapon in Helmet Wolf, of course, because he has that chainsaw, which is a secret weapon, he cannot take to the pitch more than once. He'll be called off the pitch after one drive. He could instead pick up the extra team training. He only has 2 rerolls. He can pick up that really crucial 3rd reroll for 100k, and then it leaves him 75k left over for a keg. That keg can be very, very helpful, as these linemen are going to be beaten up all game long. Eventually, they're going to get it removed. You get that 3+ to get them back on the pitch. It can be very helpful. Also, if he loses Winona Ryder, it can be very helpful as well. So lots of TV. Not TV and not SPP. Petty cash. Lots of petty cash for El Nibarino to spend here. And he has his skills spread out a little better here with this roster, right? He's got those 2 werewolves that are going to treat AV as 8+. You can absolutely bet he's going to be targeting Sarses with those werewolves. He'll keep the werewolves in the secondary on defense just to keep them mobile, because they have Frenzy. That's going to cut off the sidelines. Malik can't just shoot a skink down the sideline scot-free, because it'll absolutely get surfed by a werewolf. The flesh golems with stand firm, great anchor pieces, and look at this. He's got pile driver on Emilio Estevez. So if Emilio Estevez gets a knockdown, he can get a free follow-up foul as well. I'd love to see that in action. Has break tackle on Judd Desson as well that can treat his AG as an effective 3+. But otherwise has some blodgers, has a strip ball player. Pretty solid for a low TV team, I think. Has all the pieces, has all the kit, just needs the 1 extra reroll, and then getting a bunch of money on top of that. I think Teen Wolf and Friends has a distinct advantage against Maximum von Sydow. But hey, Malik's in 3rd place right now. He's obviously been coaching this team to some success here, and if he's going to hold on to all that TV, it looks like he held on to all the TV. So there it is. Ivan the Animal Death Shroud for 190k, 325k left. He could pick up a Wizard that would bring him down to 175k left. And with that, maybe it's extra team training, maybe it's Helmet Wolf. We'll see what El Nibarino decides. Picked up a Wizard. There it is, 175k left. Helmet Wolf will be another 140k. But he's going to pick up the extra team training instead, and that means he'll probably pick up a keg, and then, I don't know. I would not tempt fate. I'd take the cheerleader. He took the coach and said, "Oh, you snub Nuffle like that. Oh, a rainy game here tonight." There's Ivan the Animal Death Shroud. So taking the 1-star player, has the Wizard, has the extra team training to bring the rerolls up to 3. Teen Wolf and Friends wins the coin toss here. I imagine they might want to set up on defense, but maybe he wants the momentum here in the first half. We'll see. Not so trusty Patches says, "I hope they fix Wizards soon." Yes, I should remind the coaches while they're here. Let me do that real quick. All right, just sent a reminder in the Discord channel to El Nibarino on how to use Zap, as it's It's a little wonky in game on how to use it. You have to choose zap in the middle of your turn prior to being prompted to use the wizard, or else you won't be able to. You won't be allowed to change your selected spell. 5 on the line here for Max von Sydow. So Team Wolf and Friends did want to have the momentum to start off with. They're going to start on offense. You can see pouring rain here means -1 on all the catchy type stuff. Catches, ball catches, pickup attempts, and interception attempts, pass interference attempts. Not so trusty Patches says, isn't Zap crashing games too? Is it? I sure hope not. All right, so Maximum von Sydow with this sort of D-shaped formation, this half-moon formation. They're giving up the sidelines to Teen Wolf and Friends. They have all 4 skinks in the secondary. Didn't bring the chameleon onto the pitch. 12 on the roster for both teams. So I don't know if they teach this in school anymore. I might be betraying my age, but when I was in school, they taught you how to type, with your fingers on the home row. The F and J have those little indents or not indents, outdents, little lines on them for where your index fingers go. But when you have your fingers on WASD, how do people do it? I shift my fingers over 1 so that my my middle finger's on S instead of D. Is that what people do? Cheering fans, I told you not to tempt Nuffle. Wow, what? we get to see this? I told you not to tempt Nuffle. Maximum von Sydow absolutely cannot lose any prayers to Nuffle, and they cannot lose any brilliant coaching results. They get a +6 to brilliant coaching and a +12 to prayers to Nuffle. Not so trusty Patches, thank you very much for the bits. I appreciate it. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Bensomniac, Not So Trusty Patches, Spire, Old Gamer Mike, Bad Dog, Galeshi as well. Welcome all. Brewmeister Smith is going to pick up Mighty Blow with the intensive training there. Bad Dog cheering for this Lizard defense. Maximum von Sydow has to win tonight in order to stay alive in this competition. Not so trusty Patches says, woo, go cheerleader squad. He does have the rad cheerleader squad. All 12. El Niverania here. The ball kicked to the Team Wolf and Friends 12-yard line. They're going to take a mark on Dr. Leakkinds II. He's the left outer linebacker just inside that left line zone. Currently being marked by the number 12 Wraith, Ali Sheedy. Did Blitz with Ivan the Animal gets a knockdown here. 10+ will break armor on Ming the Merciless. There's the armor break. Oh, what does Dwarven Scourge do? Once per game, when an opposition player is knocked down by Ivan the Animal Death Shot as the result of a block, you may apply an additional +1 modifier to the armor value roll. If he's a dwarf, you could apply a +2. Wow. Well, Gamer Mike, thank you very much for the bits. I appreciate it. Thank you for your generosity. Winona Ryder, the number 6 goal runner, a blodger, has the ball on Team Wolf and Friends' own 8-yard line just inside the left wide zone. Michael J. Fox is going to move into position to exert some tackle zones in front of the ball carrier. Here's where the tackle zones lie right now. Teen Wolf and Friends really piling into the left side of the pitch here. Turn 1 for Maximum Von Sydow. I don't think they want to come this way. I think they want to stay in front of the ball. If they can keep players here and then have some protection here, I think that's going to be their strongest defense. Otherwise, they don't really have the speed to catch these wolves. And, I mean, they do in the Skinks, I suppose, but the Skinks are strength 2, and none of them have the block skill, so they're not that reliable. Second block of the turn for Maximum Von Sydow. This will be a knockdown with Brewmeister Smith. 8+ breaks armor with that new Mighty Blow skill that Nuffle provided with intensive training. Need to go in the turn. Maximum Von Sydow trying to figure out what to do with their secondary. Has traditionally just thrown the Skinks in there, just taking marks with the Skinks. They stay alive. El Nurino. Good tactical option to have Ali Sheedy in front of the ball carrier here. This makes her a prime target to be blitzed, but if she's blitzed, or blocked, the opposing player has to roll on the due to foul appearance. If they roll a 1, they don't get to take a block or the blitz. And if the blitz was declared, then the blitz will be lost. So, a real good tactic, putting Ali Sheedy in the front here. We've seen El Nurino get better and better with the use of these wraiths, really showing off how good they can be, despite the fact that they have no hands. I think they're pretty solid pieces. Failed rush with King Osric. Turn 2 for Team Wolf and Friends. I need to message something in Slack. I'll be right back. All right, now I'm back, and there's a KO as well. Good hunting on the Skinks. Again, Maximum Von Sydow throwing those Skinks out there. They are stunty and AV8, so they're fairly brittle. Sorry, I'm getting dragged into a conversation again. All right. That's what Jesse Passion says. The wraiths are a really interesting side grade. It gives Necro even more of its own identity instead of just being an undead knockoff. Yeah, I think they're great. All right, I'm talking about. Sorry, I'm getting dragged into a conversation about Android adaptive icons. Anyway, sorry about that. Team Wolf friends now on the bonus clock. We're down to 6 minutes 36 seconds. Winona Ryder, the ball carrier, going to advance to the 8-yard line. One dive block with Adley. Sheedy gets the knockdown. No armor break here. And now one dive block again, this time with Matthew Broderick against Antonius Block. Gets the both down result. All right. Enough of work. Enough of work. "53 seconds left in turn 2 here for Maximum Von Sydow." So they're trying to shut down the offense over on the left sideline here, but they don't really have the backfield adequately covered. They have a skink here, but the skink is marked, and the skink will be easily surfed if it doesn't move out of the way. And that's really the only player that's defending the left wide zone here. Dude, I block back at the line of scrimmage. Gets a knockdown on Christian Slater. So one tactic to use against these Sauruses, especially because they don't have the block skills, just tie them up with these zombies. I mean, even if they did have the block skill, you could tie them up. You have a decently fast team. You've got Frenzy on those werewolves to beat up on these skinks, to push them aside, to even surf them. Tying up these Sauruses means they're not going to move. You can see the Sauruses have an AG of 5+. That's a 5+ to dodge out of a tackle zone, and that is without any negative modifiers applied. So that would be that's the best case scenario on a positive dodge. That means they're not going anywhere. If you lock down these Sauruses, if you get behind them, they're done. They're out of the drive. So it can be very difficult to reposition these Sauruses. You want to make sure they're in the position you want them to be in from the get-go that you're taking the blocks in the direction you want to take them, and that you always have the opportunity to blitz one away to get back in the drive. You don't want to have to blitz with another player and then watch Osiris just slowly get further and further away from the ball. Three skinks to cover the left wide zone here. So the triplets, Lor Santeca, Jovert, and Lassefar are going to cover the left wide zone. Just Ming the Merciless covering the corner here. He's probably going to be the target of a block. And that'll open up a hole for the ball carrier. Turn 3 now for Teen Wolf and Friends. Let's have it an argument, not a mean argument, just a normal work-like argument over how Android adaptive icons work. So in Android, the icon for your app, for your application, can be what's called adaptive. So in newer versions of Android, you can theme your launcher so your icons can all be, your app icons can all be the same color or the same shape, right, to match whatever theme you have. But in order to do that, you as a developer have to provide it with a foreground image and a background color, because the shape is determined by the theme. And we have an icon that has an implied shape, and I sort of think it shouldn't. Armor break by the werewolf, indeed. Gets a stun out of this as well. Good stun on Lor Santeca. That was the sneaky get dirty player as well. So it's a turn where they don't have to worry about that fouler. They've moved the ball forward now to the 14-yard line with Winona Ryder. One die block on Antonia's block with Ivan the Animal. Spends a reroll out of this, down to 2 rerolls. Gets the knockdown here. I'm not sure how worth it the one die is here. So we have an icon that's like a square shape, basically. And as it stands, if we don't take it out of that square, it'll show up as a square inside the theme shape on your phone. So if your theme is like circles, it would be a square in a circle, which I don't think is what we want. Anyhow. Slip Theory, thank you for the follow. Thank you very much. Welcome to the stream. Appreciate it. Another armor break by the werewolf here. Remember, the werewolf has claw, treats everybody's AV as 8+. Like we talked about in the pregame, we'll be using that to leverage it against this high armor value Saris. Another armor break here, and gets another stun. 2 very good stuns to allow Teen Wolf and Friends an opportunity to regroup at center pitch with the ball carrier. Slip Theory with the sub as well. Thank you very much for your generosity. I very much appreciate it. And again, thanks for hanging out and watching some Blood Bowl with us. I love this game. And thanks again for the sub. So these 2 stuns give Teen Wolf and Friends an opportunity to reset back here. They can cage up at center pitch, and this gives them plenty of movement options, right? When you're at center pitch here, how does the defense defend against that? Well, they have to defend in front of the cage. They also have to defend to the sides of the cage. And that means they're spreading their defense thin, which makes it less effective point for point. But more importantly, most of the defense is behind the ball at this point, so he doesn't have enough players to defend against the entire side of the pitch. And therefore, that cage going to center pitch makes it almost certain that they can score, because they can go to the left, to the middle, to the right, whichever side's undefended. Slip Theory says, you're welcome. I'm new to Blood Bowl. I used to play as a teenager, but been a long time. Just picked up BB3 and learning. Kind of afraid to go online, but I will eventually. No worries at all. Yeah. If you feel up to it, when Season 5 begins, so we're going to finish out the Dungeon Bowl in a few weeks. And then we have our championship tournament, the Blood Bowl, and then we'll take a few weeks off, probably a month or so. And then we'll start registration for Season 5. And if you'd like to play with us, come hang out in our Discord. Here, I'll send a link. And if you want to play, instructions will ultimately be posted there on how to sign up for Season 5. But you can just say, you can just tag me, AV Unit 2, and just say, hey, I'd like to play in Season 5. What do I do? And we'll get you signed up. But yeah, we have a lot of coaches in the league, many veterans of the game, many new players, and we just have a good failed dodge by the Crocs. Oh no, he tried to dodge the Crocs! What happened? Tried to do the 5+ dodge, spent the reroll, didn't get through Loner, failed the dodge, and KO'd the Crocs. Must have been a misclick. I don't know if I was like to say I don't know if I caught the replay, but I got it just in time. Jared Wilkes says I heard croc dodges are real. Sometimes they are. Welcome to the stream. SB Beaver says only Knicks can dodge dodge crocs. Thanks Hank the Ranger, and welcome to the stream. 2-die block gets a push on Laissez-Faire. Laissez-Faire, a sidestepper. Sidestep means instead of being pushed back, so let's bark this out. So let's say this is your defender. This is my blocker. If I block a player and push them back, normally I can push them into any of the 3 spaces behind them, right? Or if I do it over here, these would be the 3 spaces behind them. And the blocker decides. Sidestep says, actually, the blocked player decides. And it doesn't have to be backwards. It can be in any adjacent open space. Sidestep a very good skill. It means makes it very difficult to surf that player. It means that player can stay marking an opposing player if they don't get knocked down. It also means if they have the ball and they get blitzed, maybe they get a free space toward the end zone. Oh, thank you for the kind words, Spire. And Hank the Ranger. 50 seconds left in turn 4 for Teen Wolf and Friends. So they'll take a block on Laissez-Faire at some point. I imagine they'll take it with Winona Ryder here. And the reason they would do that instead of Michael J. Fox is because Michael J. Fox, he can't get a surf out of it. And really, he'd just kind of be pushing Laissez-Faire around. Well, I don't know. Michael J. Fox has to follow up. He is going to take it with Michael J. Fox. All right. I think this is actually a pretty good decision now, but he's made it a 3-die block. The real problem he had to avoid here was Michael J. Fox having to follow up due to Frenzy. But got another great stun out of this. Michael J. Fox really had no good place to go on a second push if it came down to it. But worked out here. Unfortunately, he's closed the gap now where Winona Ryder really can't go anywhere without jumping. But he'll probably keep her in place and then bring up Ali Sheedy to cover the left side of the ball carrier. Slip there says, yeah, I might check it out. I just want to I want to get involved in something for sure. Just been messing around with the AI game. Super easy and kind of boring. The online looks more exciting. Yeah, I mean, if you're just getting back into Blood Bowl, I think playing the AI is a fine way to kind of refamiliarize yourself with the rules and stuff. But as you suggested, the AI can be pretty dumb. So learning tactics and strategy is not something the AI can provide. And just playing other people is the easiest and fastest way to get up to speed on strategy and tactics. But learning the rules, certainly not a problem. You just kind of figure it out, figure out what teams you like, kind of see what the teams do and stuff. Final turn of the first quarter here. Maximum Von Sydow's defense has collapsed. Old Gamer Mike says, I was thinking perhaps during the Blood Bowl, some of us can make a spring training league. That sounds like a great idea. I wholly endorse that. Two-die block with Corey Feldman, the rookie zombie lineman. Does have a serious injury, so a +1 to the injury roll if it comes down to it. 9+ to break armor. There's the armor break. And there's the KO. Well done. Or not the injury roll, the casualty roll. I should get my terminology correct. Two-die uphill block on the ball carrier will be a push by Lor Santeka. I don't know how I got that mixed up. Fails the 3+ dodge by Ali Sheedy. Or Jobert fails the 3+ dodge because of Ali Sheedy. Ali Sheedy with the tackle skill. Doesn't get to use the free reroll on the tackle. Tackle negates dodge. And so that's going to be a turnover. Did he spend the reroll? He did spend the reroll. So dodge not only gives you a free reroll, but you can only reroll a die pool one time. Because tackle negates dodge, you don't get the free reroll. You do get to spend the team reroll if you wish. Otherwise, if you fail the free reroll, that's it. You get no more rerolls because you've already rerolled the die pool once. Malik choosing to reroll that, failed the reroll, and now Maximum Von Sydow down to 1 reroll for the half. Team Wolf and Friends with 1 remaining. They still have that wizard on deck. And the wizard really changes the way you play this game. It can be very nerve-wracking, especially when you're on offense, to play against a wizard. A lizard team tends to want to be grouped up in a cage, and you don't want to put 5-6 players in a 3x3 square to get fireballed by a wizard in the stands. You don't want your skink to take off by his lonesome just to get zapped. So it can be real tricky to play against, and you really have to change the way you play. And because you're changing the way you play in anticipation of the wizard, just having that wizard on deck makes it very, very effective. You don't even have to use it. You just have to have it. Team Wolf and Friends going to park this ball just outside the end zone. Winona Ryder looking to score, trying to stall this out for a quarter. And so as we talked about in the first quarter here, you can see how these skinks just really couldn't hold the line here, and the Sarses got tied up and they're out of the drive. Push on the blitz by Ivan the Animal. The star player wearing number 9 for Teen Wolf and Friends will reposition the blitzer to take a mark on laissez-faire. A blitz is a block and a movement action all together, all in one. You only get one of those a turn. And when you take your block, it's going to cost a point of movement on a blitz. Doesn't normally cost a point of movement because you're not moving when you block. But on a blitz, it does. And so you have to be mindful of that, especially with these werewolves. Good armor break here on Matthew Broderick, but it's gonna free up Ming the Merciless, but doesn't really have a lane to move. Especially with those werewolves, because they have to follow up with Frenzy and take another block. And if that block is going to be would require an extra point of movement that you don't have, you have to rush with it. And if you've already spent those rushes, you don't actually get to take the second block. So it's something you have to be very mindful of. Minute 10 left in turn 5. Maximum Von Sydow on defense. They're about to go down 1-0. They need to try to pressure this ball carrier, get it into the end zone early enough where they can score, finish the half tied, and then be on offense in the second half. No action here by El Numerino with 31 seconds left on the clock. I'm sorry, by Maximum Von Sydow with 31 seconds left on the clock. Trying to figure out the bet. Whoa, he's going to take the whole dodge uphill blitz by on. Yikes. On the ball carrier. Gets a push out of this. He can push her into the end zone to force. No, he can. Ah! He's going to keep her out of the end zone. Could have pushed her in to force the score. Failed dodge by a skink. That's another removed skink. This time an injured skink. This is a good example of why you don't want to roll dice in Blood Bowl. You really, especially if you're new to the game, you chuck a bunch of dice and you can say, oh, what a random game it is. It is, I mean, you can get diced for sure. There are die rolls. There is randomness. But you'll quickly find that better coaches win more consistently than weaker coaches. And that's because they one of the skills they've learned is to mitigate the risk. So they're trying to force their opponent to roll as many dice as possible, and they're trying to roll as few dice as possible on their own. But then when they do have to roll dice, they're trying to maximize the odds on those dice. So when they're taking those blocks, they want to roll the 3-die blocks with the block skill, and then the 2-die blocks with the block skill. And they want to do their orders or their actions from least risky to most risky. That way they're ensuring they get all their actions on all their players. Because if you start with an action that has maybe, say, a 20% chance of success and you fail it, you've just lost 10 actions on 10 other players. .46 seconds left for Teen Wolf and Friends. SB Beaver says, I like the force score option, or not forcing the score. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I would have totally forced the score. I don't see how this is going to end anything other than 1-0 otherwise. The half, anyway, not the game. Team Wolf and Friends setting up a half cage down at that end zone there. They're on the 24-yard line. Just came out of that left wide zone. Good 4+ dodge by Judd Nelson. Whenever you roll those dice, these dodges, you want to make sure you're getting something out of it. He's trying to tag Father Lancaster Marin here, maybe on the blitz, maybe just to keep that player from moving down pitch. He knows Brewmeister Smith is less of a threat. Also has the Mighty Blow skill thanks to the Prayer to Nuffle. Would rather take a mark on Father Lancaster. Marin did have break tackle on Judd Nelson as well. That gives him a 3+ instead of a 4+ on that dodge. Rush blitz, 2-die blitz on Justine Mallory. Justine Bateman gets the knockdown, takes a mark on the ball carrier. King Osric now marking the ball. Oh, Gamer Mike says Mall, Mid-Atlantic Little League. I like it. Gets a pal on him. Oh, he killed Emilio Estevez! No worry, he regenerated just fine. Still gets the 2 SPP, though. Good death and removal here. got two SPP on an intimidating block. Doesn't really help for the drive, nor does it help for future game. But you'll always take 2 SPP. Why not? Really needs to get more players into this drive here. He's running out of time. I think I'd argue he's even run out of time. Takes a mark on Molly Ring Wraith. And that'll be it. Turn 7 for Teen Wolf and Friends. Might just try to score here on turn 7. Hank the Ranger says, excited to see if anyone plays Halflings or Goblins next season. Me too. Me too. Eldon Marino really thinking about this turn. If he can, he's trying to see if he can stall this out for one more turn. Ivan the Animal on the blitz. Gets the knockdown on King Osric. Looking for a 10+. So he might stall this out here. He's got the ball carrier free. He could score. He might just try to stall. Let's see what the KOs look like. Two-die block on Brewmeister Smith gets a push. Molly Ring Wraith on the block. And just goes ahead and scores 1-0. Teen Wolf and Friends take the lead in this ball game. What a bad time for a player fly out. Turn 7 now, or a turn 8 for Maximum Von Sydow. They're going to get one turn to score unless there's a timeout. Bad Dog cheering for the defense. Teen Wolf and Friends will have 10 on the pitch. Maximum Von Sydow should have 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Didn't get back Corey Feldman, but they'll get to re-roll that KO at the end of the half. Both werewolves will absolutely be the safeties here. Let's keep them as mobile as possible. MA8, just in case a skink sneaks by on a timeout. You can murder the skink. If he's too close to the sidelines, you can surf him as well. Remember, frenzy means on a first block, if you push, and it's not a knockdown, if you push, you must follow up, and if it's not a knockdown, you must take a second block. So, yeah, if a player's parked here, then the werewolf can come in and take block number 1, block number 2, surf a player. I think the Ranger says, can you try the announcer's curse and say, yeah, I'll do it. Ready? Molly Ring Wraith has never failed a rush. A rush champion, a rush master has really figured out the game and has taken it to Nuffle. SP Beaver, thank you for the bits. Lucky number 13. 7 on the line for this offense against this 3-man defensive line. 2 skinks back to receive. We'll see the kickoff here. Is it a timeout? On the ball with the Chameleon Skink. SP Beaver with the emergency rush warning. Thank you very much for the bits. Gets to move 3 spaces with that skink. It is a timeout! Maximum Von Sydow with an extra turn. They can absolutely get on the board now. Let's go. Two-die block on the line. Gets a POW. Maximum Von Sydow with no rerolls left. They've got to be really careful with their action order. Gets an armor break here. Great armor break, great removal. 2-man player advantage now for Maximum Von Sydow. It will be a regen, but they'll have a 2-man player advantage here for the drive. Yeah, very deep kick here for El Nubarino. Very good kick. Maximum Von Sydow will have to go almost the entire length of the pitch to score. 25 spaces is what they'll need to travel in 3 turns. Max Von Sydow on the 3-die block pushes back Matthew Broderick. Molly Ringwraith on the line there. Remember, foul appearance means anybody taking a block against her, whether it's a block or a blitz, has to roll a d6. If it's 2+, they're good. If it's a 1, they lose their opportunity to block or blitz. Oh, gets a great armor break here too. Another removal. 3-man player advantage now for Maximum Von Sydow. They need to keep the ball safe and they need to keep it moving. They've taken all 3 blocks. It's a 4+ to pick up without rerolls. They don't have sure hands. It's a 50-50 pickup. Very, very scary stuff. It would normally be a 3+, but due to the rain, it's a 4+. Taking a mark on Ivan the Animal. Oh, I hope they're not blitzing. I guess the blitz is okay. 2 marks now on the right side of the secondary. It looks like they're kind of showing their hand a little bit, and we'll probably try moving this ball down the right wide zone. I think the Ranger says double skulls happen. Yes, they do. Taking a blitz on the left side. Got the knockdown on Ali Sheedy and 9+ to break armor. What a scary blitz here. 2-die unskilled blitz against the skilled Wraith. Works out nonetheless. No armor break though. Maximum Von Sydow on the bonus clock. 4 minutes, 15 seconds left for the duration of the game on that bonus clock. Has to be a little careful with his formation here. El Nubarino might try to sneak a werewolf by, or even the ghoul, Winona Ryder, just to apply some pressure before a cage is set up. 4+ pickup. Wow, and the pass! What? Successful on the pickup, on the... I am speechless. Wow. What is happening? Rolled for the pickup, did the pass, and then tried to hand off. Remember, the handoff, the pass reception, and the pickup are all -1 in the rain. Finally failed on the handoff. The ball on the ground on the 2-yard line. Boy, he's just showing Nuffle. He said, Nuffle who? Nuffle, please. Get out of my face. 2-die block on the number 4 Saurus. Gets a knockdown here. Has an opportunity to use piling on. Doesn't use it. Or not piling on. Pile driver. 2-die block works out with Ivan the Animal. Breaks armor here. Gets a stun. Pretty decent stun here. That player's out for 2 turns. They'll be out turn 7. On turn 8, they'll lose half their movement. 3 MA to stand up. It means they can only move for 3 MA. Will probably find themselves marked instead. Two-die blitz gets the knockdown on Father Lancaster Marin on the left side of the pitch. Man, rolled the pickup and 2 catches in the rain, giving the finger to Nuffle with no rerolls. Turn 7 for Maximum Von Sydow still in this game, but now they got to pick this ball up again, and again it's a 4+ for these skinks. They're gonna have to move. It looks like they might. Well, they'll probably move to the right. I don't know if they have much option. Taking blocks before removing players. Sir Walter Loxley could move into position first. That'd be a free action. There's no die rolls associated with that. It's going to block on the line first. Gets the knockdown on Matthew Broderick. 8+ with Mighty Blow will break armor here. Hopefully you can get a removal out of this. Didn't. A removal that would stick for the second half. Maximum Von Sydow has to win to keep their hope alive to make the top 4. Once again, a good pickup, and there they go. Lore Santeca, the sneaky get, dirty player, has the ball on the opposing 14-yard line. And now they'll need to get some protection in place. In a bit of a scary spot here because of the werewolves. Remember the werewolves that we talked about. We showed an example on the left sideline. But Lore Santeca now in surfable position here. One werewolf can come in on the blitz and surf this ball carrier. Bad Dog says, remember kids, there's a time and a place to pass a handoff in the same turn. Lizards in the Rain is not that time. Blood Bowl responsibly. Takes a rush to mark Michael J. Fox, but I think Justine Bateman can still get there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Fails the rush. Tried to fill in the corner there with Chief Justice Fargo. Actually, I think he's fine with that. I think he's fine with this. He's eating up the space here, so Justine Bateman can't take the blitz from this spot. Turn 8 for Teen Wolf and friends. There's a mark on Lore Santeca. Took the mark just in case things go awry. The player, the ball carrier still remains marked here. Taking that free action, that movement. Free as in there's no die rolls for moving players unless you're going to rush. So I've been playing a lot of Star Control clones. Star Control's an old video game. I can't even describe it. It's like, I don't know. And there's, here's the blitz. 2-die blitz. Has to re-roll this. Oh, he got the POW. Had the mark to make that a 2-die coming from this space here. Where'd the ball go? Gets thrown back in off the end zone, thrown back in right where it was thrown out in the first place, and now thrown in right at mid-pitch. Yeah, so good blitz by Justine Bateman. Took the mark with Ivan the Animal Death Shroud here so that she could come in from the side. And that would be a 2-die blitz and 2-die follow-up. Anyhow, I'm playing one called the I think it's called The Long Journey Home. And it is like hyper. How do you explain Star Control? Star Control is like it's like a top-down spacefaring RPG almost. Like you explore the universe, gather resources to build more parts for your ship, meet alien races, trade with them, and sort of uncover this grand story, this plot that you're, trying to save the universe or whatever. So I'm playing one. It's called The Long Journey Home, I believe, and these games have momentum. Like they're kind of known for having momentum in combat. It's real-time combat, and The Long Journey Home is like super accurate, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Like the momentum is real. Tried to pick up here. Could he have scored with Jobert? I think so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He still had an opportunity, but it didn't work out. And that'll be the half. 1-0 Team Wolf and Friends is going to be in the lead to start the second half of the game, but Maximum von Sydow is going to be on offense. If they have any hope of staying alive this season, they're going to need to score quickly, recover quickly, and score again to win. Hank the Ranger asked, did you pick up Space Marine 2? I did, and it's awesome. It's awesome. Old Gamer Mike says, are there rules for Underworld and Lizard in stunty-only leagues? I guess it depends on the league. But the physics are very accurate. Like the momentum, like you have to actually like do controlled burns to like get into orbit around planets. And so anyway, it's very accurate with its with the physics involved with momentum of the ship and momentum of landing like your lander craft on planets and stuff. And it's so accurate that the reviews are very mixed. Brilliant coaching. Maximum von Sydow automatically wins this one. They have 6 assistant coaches versus none. That means they're guaranteed to win it. But it's so difficult that people are complaining that the game is unfair. But it's not unfair. It's just momentum. Two-die block on the left side of the line. This is with that mighty blow blocker with that extra training that Nuffle provided. Hank the Ranger asks 11v11. Yes, indeed, it is 11v11. Took the block here with Maximum von Sydow. It's going to hold on to the reroll. I think that's wise. You have to be careful of spending dice on your big guys because they tend to come with mega traits, especially when it's something like Boneheaded where you're going to lose your tackle zones. Sometimes it's better to not take the blocks with the big guys. You have that big strength 5 big guy at center pitch, just exerting those tackle zones. Just stand there. Just be a roadblock. That's the line blocked down. Two-die blitz on Anthony Michael Hall got pushed beginning of the turn, but this is going to be a turnover unless a reroll is spent. Double pals this time, looking for a 9+. Took the blocks first. I think the way I might have approached this, not to say this is wrong, but when we talk about action order, I might have positioned figure out where I want my ball carrier to be. Maybe position my protection accordingly first, right? Because these are free actions, so I can move my players. Maybe something like this. I don't know, something like that. Then take my blocks, because then but these actions down here, no risk at all. Then I take my blocks here with the block skill, which I had 2. So not this one, but this one here. 2 die blocks, the block skill, pretty safe, right? Then maybe if I have a 3 die block, I take that, right? But I start working my way down this probability ladder until later in the turn. Then I go for the pickup and move here. So I would have had protection in place. I would have had at least a couple of my blocks done before I went for that 4+ pickup. In fact, I would have done all my blocks in this case, then gone for the 4+ pickup. Because if any of that went awry, now I don't have protection, right? Or maybe I don't even have the ball in my hand. Ali Sheedy with the blitz in the left wide zone only gets a push out of this. I love this. I love how Malik is the only one tough enough to bring a full cheerleader squad. There should be a prize for that. There should be a trophy for that. Whoever runs this league, make a trophy for that. Oh wait. 2 die block on the left side of the line. Now turn 10 for Maxim Von Sydow. Double pals on Anthony Michael Hall. Looking for a 9+ again. Got it this time. Gets a stun. SB Beaver says Malik is the hero we need, not the one we deserve. Agreed. Gets a push on Mythel on Matthew Broderick, the nose tackle for the defense. Anyhow, the long journey home, it's like a mix between Star Control and Lunar Lander, and I absolutely love it. It's great, and it deserves better than a mixed reception on Steam, because it's lovely. Repositions Max Von Sydow. He's down pitch, marking Judd Nelson. Really going forward with these Sarses, where's the ball carrier going to end up? Probably around the 4, maybe the 2. Going all in with these players. Scary stuff. All right, so taking marks with the Sarses. Remember, these Sarses are kind of tied up at this point, so if he wants to move them, he'll really have to blitz with them. But hoping he can take advantage of these marks. Looks like he wants to move fast. There's the handoff, and that's exactly what he's trying to do. Good handoff here. Again in the rain, that was a 4+. But he rolled a 6. 6s always succeed in Blood Bowl. 1s always fail. Natural 6s and natural 1s, that is. So has the ball on the opposing 8. Knows he needs to do something fast here to stay alive. So that's what he's doing. He's taking marks, trying to keep as many players out of this drive as possible, trying to move as quickly as possible to try to get on the board and then recover it on defense and try to win this game. It's going to be a rocky road to get into the end zone. He's currently in scoring position. There's the fireball. Good use of fireball by El Nubarino. 2 knockdowns on the fireball, targeted 3 players: the Crocs, Chief Justice Fargo, the ball carrier, and Father Lancaster Marin. Said, this is the time. This is my opportunity. Excellent fireball usage by Teen Wolf and friends. That's going to free up Judd Nelson for the 2-die blitz. Gets the knockdown on Father Lancaster Marin. 44 seconds left on the clock. Blitz has been spent. Repositions Justine Bateman to take a mark on the left side of the ball. 2 marks on the ball now. Now trying to cover this ball to prevent it from being snatched away from the opponent. He wants to get in on this scrum and start taking some hits. These Sarses are already marked, so he's not too worried about them getting in on the scrum. He's going to get another turn to try to recover this ball. Turn 11 will be when Team Wolf and Friends really tries to snatch this ball. Well, that's marked by the skink. He doesn't want to take it this turn. Well, that ball's a -2 right now, and if you fail the pickup, it'll bounce into a less favorable position for Teen Wolf and Friends than where it is right now. There's a third mark. It's the dual runner in there, Winona Ryder, the blodger. Failed the boneheaded roll with Max von Sydow yet again. He's going to stare off into space. He's going to use the team re-roll. Didn't get through the loner roll. Lost the team re-roll in the process. Down to 2 re-rolls for the game. Two-die block in no man's land. Oh no, that's going to be a turnover. He spends another reroll. Max von Sydow down to just 1 reroll for the game. Two-die block on Ali Sheedy, continuing to get through these foul appearance rolls. But gets a dodge push out of this. Ali Sheedy can sidestep to wherever she would like to be. Good armor break, got a removal out of this. We'll see if that sticks for a future drive. Needs to fight for this ball and needs to claim it quickly. But in for a tough match here. Taking blocks before moving Sir Walter Loxley. Morgan Jabba LaFay, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Going for the pickup. Good pickup. Nope, not a good pickup. I thought he rolled a 6. He didn't. He rolled a 6 on the dodge. Needs a 6 on this pickup. Oh boy. If he doesn't, oh boy, what a tough position to be in. Went for the pickup here, but that's a -4, right? 3 marks plus the rain. Decides not to spend the reroll. I think the reroll would have been wasted, but now that ball has bounced 1 space backwards. I guess that's the good news. It's not in a worse position for Maximum von Sydow. I don't think the ball pickup. I mean, it was a 6, right? You needed a 6, but Malik obviously knows that he needs to score quickly, so tried to make something happen. Didn't work out. What is that ball? Oh, it's 2 skulls. Lovely. I'm doing all right. I had a good work day. I ate like a child. I had pizza rolls for lunch. And now I'm watching some Blood Bowl. Oh, I'm sorry. Hank the Ranger. I did pick up Space Marine 2, and it is awesome. It's fantastic. If you love the first one, you'll love the second one. It's great. I got it on Windows. I've heard people having problems with it. I've had no problems whatsoever, but I also just recently built a new computer, so you know, I don't know, but works great. Great frame rate on max settings. It's awesome. Morgan Jamalofe asks, pizza rolls? What are pizza rolls? Oh, well, let me explain pizza rolls for you. Good knockdown here against Jobert with Michael J. Fox. Pizza roll. So, well, before I talk about pizza rolls, the reason this is a good knockdown here is these skinks are the only real ball carriers that Maximum Von Sydow has. Everybody else has an edge of 5+. That means they're not handling this ball. Only the... Oh, I have the hiccups. Only the skinks are going to handle this ball. And once they're knocked down or removed, that's really it. Maximum Von Sydow doesn't really have a way to grab this ball, especially in the rain. Pizza rolls are... so they're like a frozen food product. They're marinara sauce. They're pizza sauce and cheese, and then maybe other stuff, like you can get pepperoni pizza rolls and stuff. Yeah, good KO here on Sir Walter Lockley. Pushed onto the ball, though. I don't know how I feel about that. Well, the ball's going to stay right where it is. Actually, I actually don't mind him pushing in the ball here. I think this be okay. So that's another skink removed. So just 3 skinks on the pitch, but just the one remaining standing. And it's Lor Santeca, number 13, 2 spaces to the left of the ball. Anyhow, pizza sauce, cheese, and then maybe other things. Pepperoni or ham or whatever. It's like a dumpling. It's like a pizza dumpling wrapped in dough, and that dough is fried. And then they come frozen, so you usually just put them in the oven to heat them up. But yeah, a pizza dumpling, I guess, is what they are. Turn 12 for Maximum Von Sydow. Ball continuing to be marked by 2 other players. It's going to be a 6 to pick the ball up as it stands. I don't own an air fryer, so no, I haven't. I feel like an oven is an air fryer. like yeah. Did I block on Matthew Broderick? Gets a pal here. 8+ with Mighty Blow, but doesn't get it. Now the blitz. 2-die blitz on Justine Bateman. This has really got to be the game plan. The problem is he's running out of time. But with the position of the ball, I just don't know what else he can do here. He's got to clear this ball and secure it for a turn and then take off. But the defense in really good formation right now. Maintaining marks on the ball. Still 2 more marks on the ball here. Still a 6+ to pick this ball up. He can't... I don't think he can afford to pick it up. Double pals on Anthony Michael Hall. Yep, this is the game plan. Needs a 9+. Wow, pushed him in on the ball. Didn't push him out of the scrum. So trying to pick off players, perhaps. Trying to keep them from regrouping. Maybe having that 4+ dodge. Just a minute 50. Oh, he's going for the ball pickup. Now it's just a 5+ with that knockdown. -1 for the rain. -1 for the flesh golem. Spends. Nope, didn't spend the reroll. All right, didn't spend the reroll and has now scattered that ball back a space. Perhaps favorable for Maximum Von Sydow. We'll see a turn from now. It's the final turn of the 3rd quarter. Teen Wolf and Friends probably got to knock down Ivan the Animal and Lor Santeca and then try to grab this ball with Michael J. Fox. I also bought, what did I buy today? Master of Magic, the Master of Magic remake from like, I don't know, 6 years ago or whatever it came out. I had so if you're a fan of strategy games, there's a company called Slytherin that makes fantastic games. They're sort of they will publish maybe lesser known games. Yeah, here's that blitz on Lor Santeca. This is going to free up the ball for Michael J. Fox to try to recover on the 4+. See if anybody with sure hands. Nobody with sure hands. It's going to be the werewolf. If he can take off, he'll be in real good shape to win this game. But they'll publish smaller titles that, you know, maybe not big budgets, but also material that probably wouldn't work for a bigger budget, meaning the market's just not there to make up for the expense. So you can get really in-depth, really fun strategy games. They've made a lot of 40K strategy games that are a lot of fun. They've had some success with some IPs, things like Battlestar Galactica, Deadlock, which is super fun. 4+ pickup failed that. He'll spend the reroll here. He's got 3. There it is. Well done by Teen Wolf and friends. So 2 rushes to take a blitz on Michael J. Fox currently with Ming the Merciless. Unfortunately, rolls a skull against King Osric. Re-rolls that into a push. Anyhow, when you buy from... I don't want to say fairly recently, but there was a time where you would buy their games on their website. I've been a fan of them since then, and every year they give you like loyalty coupons, which is very nice of them. And I forgotten, and so I logged in, and I had like a 28% off coupon, and I was like, oh, what can I buy? I was like, oh, Master of Magic, I'll buy that. So that was like a fun surprise. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they published Sanctus Reach, which I think is the closest any video game has gotten to like pure tabletop 40K ever. Maximum Von Sydow to send Jobert down, pitch, threatening the score, or maybe to keep him safe, but needs to get after this ball. 2-die block on Anthony Michael Hall gets a pal here. Looks like it's going to be a double rush blitz on Michael J. Fox. He's not going to blitz with Ming the Merciless. He could have come in this way and then blitz the ball carrier onto the sideline instead. But now with the push, he's going to give the ball carrier... spends a final reroll out of this. Gets the knockdown. Really wants an armor break out of this, but doesn't get it. All right, incidentally, pushing in this direction means Michael J. Fox had the positive dodge this way. And so now I think he's going to try to dodge Lor Santeca onto the ball, but that's going to be a 5+ to pick up. Minute 35 left on the bonus clock for maximum. There it is, 3+ dodge. Failed the 5+ pickup. The ball's going to scatter to the 2. That'll be a turnover. Turn 13 now for Teen Wolf and friends. Three turns left for Maximum Von Sydow to win this game. It's looking grim, but anything's possible. They do have a player in scoring position. If they grab this ball, they're almost certainly going to try to pass it. Great stun here on Antonius Block. It's another player that can't help, can't keep players off the ball, can't blitz themselves away to get onto the ball. 2 Teen Wolf marks on the ball. Getting that extra mark is solid. That makes it a 6+ to pick up, but also the more, let's say he gets another mark on the ball, 1 knockdown still makes it a 6+. So he just really wants to get this ball out of the hands of Maximum von Sydow. That is the first order of business. He's in the lead, doesn't need to score to win. So the first order of business is to make sure the opponent can't score. Good positioning here by Ivan, the Animal Death Shroud, to make sure he gets a 4 dice out of this Frenzy block and an armor break. Great stun against Lor Santeca. Remember, they're AV8 and they're stunty, so they're very fragile. Ball's been cleared. It'll be a 4+ pickup for Winona Ryder. She'll move back to center pitch if she's able to actually pick the ball up. Fails the pickup. Will he spend the final reroll here? He will. Spends the final reroll. Can't pick the ball up. That'll be a turnover. Turn 14 now for Maximum von Sydow. If Maximum von Sydow draws here, they will advance into 2nd place in Division C. They will unfortunately be eliminated from the competition, but still climbing the ladder here in Division C. Iron Cynic said, I never knew about pizza rolls until I moved to Western New York, coming from the Midwest and the Mid-Atlantic. Welcome to the stream. I mean, they're great. Pizza rolls are great. I feel like pizza rolls would be prevalent in the Midwest, but I guess I'm wrong. Gets a knockdown on Anthony Michael Hall. The only skink that can get at this ball is Chief Justice Fargo. Good stun out of this. Can he convert? He's got a 3+ dodge with Chief Justice Fargo into a 5+ catch. I don't know what he's going to do. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 1, 2. It looks like it just be a long pass. It might be a short pass. Slip 30 says, very much so. They're huge in the Midwest. Morgan Jimbo LaFay says, you come from the Mid-Atlantic, you know it's not a thing. Right? SP Viewer says, I'm also from the Midwest and I grew up on those and pizza bagels. Yeah, pizza bagels are great. Oh, blasphemy. Pizza bagels are awesome. Minute 32 left on the clock. Yeah, here we go. Oh, didn't declare a pass. Had to pick up. Oh, but didn't declare the pass. Was able to pick that ball up on the 5+ and get away. But with 3 turns left. Oh, boy. Did I block on the right side? It's going to be a both down results, which will, due to the block skill, will result in just Dr. Lee Kynes being knocked down. Turn 14 for Teen Wolf and Friends. We're going to try to murder Chief Justice Fargo. Ivan the Animal has a clean shot currently. Remember, Ivan the Animal is strength 4 with the well, it's not the assist yet. With 1 assist, that'd be a 3-die block on Chief Justice Fargo. If you have more than double the defender's strength, you'll get 3. Well, if one side has more than double, you'll get 3 dice. So just go for the 2-die instead. Gets the PAL. It's all he needed here. An 8+ breaks armor. All Gamer Mike, thank you very much for the bits. I appreciate it. Slip Theory says, I wish they would make a turn-based game for Warhammer 40k or like X-Wing, the miniatures game. So funny you should mention that. So Sanctus Reach is a turn-based 40k game. I liked it a lot. I would imagine. I mean, it's not like a AAA title or anything. But like I said, it's the closest to tabletop 40k I think any video game has come. But it's not X-Wing. But that game I mentioned, Battlestar Galactica Deadlock, that is just Star Wars Armada, but Battlestar Galactica. It is basically the same rules. Cobblestone BB says, before this competition's done, I want to see a proper leap from one of those leap skinks. Team Wolf friends marking Jobert, the threatening skink, threatening to score. Chief Justice Fargo stunned, however. With that stun, it's really not likely that any of these lizards are going to be able to get on this ball and score. I think El Numerino's been doing the right thing here, pivoting on defense. Took a shot at the ball, lost the ball, and then said, you know what? I just need to stop the opponent from scoring. And did a great job pivoting here, keeping marks on those balls, keeping that near impossible to pick up with the 6+ and the 5+ on the ball pickups. Yeah, like a real tabletop would be awesome. But Games Workshop will never do that. They'll never do that for a miniatures game. They'll do that for their specialty, for their board games. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that because they did Battlefleet Gothic. So, and they did. Why can't I think of the name? Aeronautica Imperialis. They did that too, although everyone hated that. But I thought it was cool. Iron City says, I grew up in Illinois, but I am old. Ended up in Maryland in 2005 until 2018. My wife from, what is WNY? West New York. Did not tell me about pizza rolls. She doesn't really love me. I see the light. Slipthayer says, I checked out the website, shows Dungeonbowl. There isn't a Dungeonbowl video game, right? There is not a Dungeonbowl video game. Which website? Well, it depends on what you mean. There was a Dungeonbowl video game made by the same company that makes Blood Bowl 3. It used the Blood Bowl 1 engine, but it's been delisted. Turn 16 for Maximum Von Sydow. Gonna try to tie this game. Oh yeah. This competition's called the Dungeon Bowl. It's just I've named the competitions after like the major thematic tournaments. So we have the Chaos Cup, Spike Magazine Trophy, and the Dungeon Bowl. It's not actually Dungeon Bowl. It's just Blood Bowl, and then our championship, of course, is the Blood Bowl. Molly Ringwraith is going to sidestep beside the ball, no doubt. Oh, onto the ball. Wow. Oh, no worries, Slip Theory. It's a fair question. All right, so that ball well, it's still a difficult spot to be. Chief Justice Fargo would have to declare the pass. Took a block on Molly Ringwraith, and that is going to be a skull. And that'll be it. Turn 16. Does Team Wolf and Friends have anybody to score? Or do? They do. Michael J. Fox can score. Team Wolf and Friends going to win this ball game. But the question is it going to be 1-0 or 2-0? Blitz on Brewmeister Smith gets the pal here with Ivan the Animal. Taking the block here, wants to free up, I guess, Molly Ringwraith. Not sure why. She doesn't have hands. And SPP on a star player doesn't really matter so much because obviously you don't get it. You don't get the SPP. Looks like going to take a block on Max von Sydow. Currently a one-die block with Corey Feldman. Ugh. Winona Ryder for the handoff. Failed to pick up. Not going to get it. 1-0 will be the final. And that'll do it. Teen Wolf and Friends eliminates Maximum von Sydow from the competition. We're down to 5 teams left. I don't know what's going on with my standings. This is what it looks like. I don't know why it looks like that, but okay. All right, let's see if the other game's still going. We'll catch the end of the Sydow Park game. Three turns left for Sydow Park there. ST in the lead 2-0. Let's go. Gonna hand Sydow Park their first loss of the competition, it seems. Sydow Park guaranteed to make the cut. But still, yeah, this is an upset. Street Fighters Turbo Max in the lead 2-0 against Cenozoic Park. Cenozoic Park on the verge of their first loss of the competition. Why doesn't that work? Cobblestone BB cheering for this Chaos Renegades defense. Good stun here for Cenozoic Park. They have a bribe. Both teams have a bribe. Probably picked it up from Nuffle. What is this pitch? Is this an Underworld pitch? It looks a little grassy. Spire asks, how severe are the injuries? It looks like a broken... Oh no, Ryu always had a broken arm, so serious injury on both these players, and nothing major. Broken skull, or a head fracture here on Jeff Goldblum, so that's going to be a 1 point of AG, so that's nothing as well. And Ariana Richards, serious injury. El Burrito, welcome to the stream. Congratulations. Says, yeah, go Renegades! So Chaos Renegades, if you're unfamiliar, one of their they're kind of a mix of races, and their gimmick, so to speak, is that they can bring 3 big guys. They get their choice from 4 different big guys, and they can field 3 of them. But unfortunately, because they're a mix of races, and they're Chaos Renegades, they kind of hate each other. So you can see here the Goblin, see how he has animosity, hates all of his teammates. Same for the Dark Elf and so on. So if they have the ball, they have to roll a d6 before handing it off or passing. If they roll a 1, they refuse to give it to their teammate. Iron Cynic says, seems like sunny or sweltering heat. I think it's just normal weather. Let's see. Yeah, perfect conditions. Turn 14 for Street Fighters Turbo Max. They have 4 rerolls. Gonna take a mark on Wayne Knight. Might try the, well, so they'll stand up Charlie Nash before actioning the Rat Ogre. That way that Rat Ogre will be guaranteed to action. Does the 50-50 repositioning with Mr. Bison, that number 3 Renegade Minotaur. If he's not taking a block or a blitz, he has a 50% chance of doing anything. Today block on the left wide zone. Tried to pro this roll, looking to spend a team reroll here. Wanted the knockdown. Applying early pressure here. Where's the ball? The ball's here at the 4-yard line. So Skullomania going down pitch. Is he just going to try to score again? Is he just saying, like, don't mind me, I'm heading toward the end zone? Spy says, is this a black work pitch? I don't know. It might very well be. Turn 15, Cenozoic Park now gets the knockdown with Richard Attenborough. Level 3 Croc, pick up guard and block. Great pickups for that Croc's block. Keeps him a lot more reliable. And with that string 5 and guard, you park him at center pitch, or really wherever you want to park him. That's your anchor, and they're always giving the player next to them the assist. So if that's a Saurus, then you now have 2 string 5 players. And if there's a Saurus on the other side, you now have 3 string 5 players. Two-9 block on. Akuma gets the pal here. Just needs an 8+ with Mighty Blow. BD Wong on the blitz. Trying to take out this Rat Ogre. He's got the armor break. Gets a stun out of it. Rat Ogre, I think most would argue the best big guy on a Chaos Renegade team, just because they are guaranteed to be reliable so long as they have a friendly player adjacent to them. Their nega trait, Animal Savagery, instead of making them lose tackle zones or lose their turn, they only lose their turn if they don't have a friendly player adjacent to them. If they have a friendly player adjacent to them, they knock them down, break their or roll to break armor. But then they still get to go. And just the fact that they are a reliable big guy that has Frenzy and Mighty Blow, that's huge. I mean, that is a big, big deal. Moob says, dirty player Saurus. Dirty player, yeah. You must have randomed into dirty player. Failed dodge here by Vega to mark Trevor Morgan the third. Spends the reroll to take the mark. Trevor Morgan on the opposing 14-yard line now. Sydow Park trying to get on the board here in turn 16 and not be shut out. Fail 3+ dodge. Is that Kyle? That's Charlie Nash. Failed dodge by Charlie. Turn 16 for Sydow Park now. They have no rerolls left. They're going to blitz away Vega. There it is, and that will be it. This game, or well, it's not over. But Sydow Park's going to get on the board 2-1. Well done. One turn left in this game unless there is a timeout. Sydow Park gets on the board, but they're otherwise going to lose this ball game. I think Sydow Park hoping for... No, he's taking everybody off the line. So could have hoped for a timeout and tried to miraculously recover this ball. I don't know if he can get there in a turn, though. 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I can't really get there in a turn. So, fair enough. He's going to pull everybody off the line. Pulls them back near the end zone, but keeps the Skinks somewhat safe with the Sauruses. Here's the kick. ST is going to pick up a reroll. Final turn of this ball game. They're looking to block down the line, get some SPP, and call it a game. Failed the animal savagery roll. Hopefully he's not going to murder... Who is that? Is that Ryu? That's Lord Raptor. He's not going to murder Lord Raptor. He doesn't. Now gets to beat up on Sam Neill. Did I block on Sam Neill? Gets a push. Yeah, they'd have to put the Skinks on the line, then somehow... Yeah. With one turn, the Skinks could go 10. Oh, 2 SPP on the injury here. Well done. With an MA of 8 and no sprint, the fastest the Skinks can go is 10, but they need to go 13 to score. Spire said, throw that goblin. Throw that goblin. Get another TD. Too late. ST doesn't want to throw Charlie Nash into harm's way. He saw what happened to Guile. For the follow-up with Mr. Bison here, quad push. Wayne Knight going to be the target of another block here. Probably a claw. Yeah, claw block. Got the pow. 8+ breaks armor now thanks to claw. Skullomania on the block. But no armor break. Probably pulls Charlie Nash back so they can get a short pass with Ken. Goes for the foul instead. Goes for the GG foul, but gets nothing out of it. Had 1, 2, 3, 4 assists on that foul, making that a 6+ to break armor. There's a 3+ pickup. So this is going to be a short pass. Long pass. Works out. That's a point of SPP on Ken. That'll be the ball game. 2-1. ST is going to win this one. There it is. Now it's working. There we go. With that loss, Cenozoic Park gets their first loss of the competition, but still very much in first place. Well done. But look what Street Fighter Turbo Max have done. They have clawed their way up to second place with this Chaos Renegades team. Well done by Ian. Has been eliminated from the competition, but still a very good showing. And still one more game to be played by both these coaches going into week 7. One more week to play in this competition. We'll take a look at the schedule before we leave. There it is. So no more games for week 6. We have one more game to be played. That'll be tomorrow night, but it's going to be unaired. After that, week 7 will get underway, and our coaches will begin scheduling their final game of regulation before the cut to top 4. Our final open competition is coming down to 4 teams. We have 5 left and one more week of regulation to go. When those week 7 games get scheduled, you'll be able to check out and get alerted to those schedules on our website at maml.club. That's maml.club here on Twitch or on our social media pages on Blue Sky, Twitter, and Facebook. You can also watch previous games on our YouTube channel. Play Blood Bowl, man. This game's a lot of fun. You can play Blood Bowl via Blood Bowl 3 on Steam, the Epic Game Store, PlayStation, and Xbox, and in tabletop form at your friendly local game store. Until week 7, take care, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your Monday evening. Take care, Hank the Ranger.